Advantages and disadvantages of the hair system. How to solve the problem of baldness. Don't accept what's bothering you, but find a solution that works specifically for you. Hair transplant, trichopigmentation or SMP, and hair system. I have had 2 hair transplants, personally checked over 100 clinics and doctors around the world, attended at least 3 hair transplant congresses, and done SMP. I've tried a lot of hair system manufacturers for at least 4 years and have tried several dozen on myself to find a price-quality middle ground that is affordable for everyone. I'm not just a hip blogger who just likes to talk. I am a person who is an expert in the field of alopecia challenges, and it's not even about what is better and what is worse. The point is to take into account all the pros and cons of each method and try them on yourself, and all in order to find a more comfortable method that will get rid of the problem of baldness and make your decision right and optimal. But first, you should probably figure out if your baldness is such a big problem for you. However, if you're watching this video, it means you've at least thought about it before, right? And something is bothering you. Or you just realize that you could look better and it would be an investment in your appearance. Let's get started. All 3 methods are about creating the illusion of hair. With the hair transplants, for instance, it's usually quite low density. If you have a huge level of alopecia and you get a hair transplant, then you get the illusion of hair being present. So it's going to be little density. The hair system is also the illusion of creating your own hair. Same as micropigmentation of the skin. That's it. That the hair you don't have, but people around you think this your real hair. Micropigmentation is the illusion of shaved hair. 3 illusions. But the main thing is that only you yourself should think about how much of a problem this is for you. Not for others, but specifically for yourself. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the video. So today, it's time to talk about the hair system. Yes, I've tried all 3 methods on myself and have been wearing hair systems for 4 years and analyzing their quality and manufacturers. Hair system is one way to showing the possibility of 3 techniques for getting rid of baldness. Let's say even 4 options if you include a 4th option. Just get used to it and stay bald. And the most important thing is to have a choice. To choose from something and to choose in general, you need to do anything or not at all. The first advantage of the hair system is a reasonable price for trial start. And I'm talking about a good hair system, not AliExpress. And not the leftovers that sell out there. I had the experience of ordering 2 systems from AliExpress, and they were not so good systems in my case. That's why I'm not considering the AliExpress option at all. If you take more or less good quality to start, is the price from $250, $300 USD at least. That is start you can afford, and systems like mine I can order for you with worldwide shipping, by the way. If the lower range of hair transplant cost starts at $2,000, $4,000 and requires a long wait for results going through surgery, a trip to Turkey, Bangkok, or Argentina for instance, then with the hair system is much easier. We can find the right hair system for you and order it with worldwide delivery from a few days to a few weeks. Then when you get the hair system, you just have to install and get your perfect hairstyle done in any way you want. And can only imagine, you can do it in the salon or even yourself at home thanks to my video installation guide that I provide to everyone who orders a hair system through me. For sure, this is cheapest, easiest, and fastest way to get your hair back, and even better. The hair system doesn't require surgery and does not affect your health at all. Once again, if a hair transplant is a long process. First you have to go through the surgery itself, and then a recovery period of a year follows. Whereas the hair system is much easier to try. And if you like it, great. You can keep using it and enjoy it, perfecting each of your next hairstyles. If you don't like it, you can get rid of it at any time and get the same one you had before without any loss. The third advantage of the hair system is that you can handle even on your own without anyone's help. And none of the other methods, unfortunately, don't allow this. You can't do micropigmentation yourself at home, just like you can do a hair transplant even you are a doctor yourself. Yeah, some of you are in a big cities where there is a salon where you can go and get help, and some of you just in small towns or villages. But in any of these cases, you can try it all on your own without anyone else's help. Maybe even for the purpose of privacy, so no one knows about it. Number 4, allows you to create your own style. Absolutely any look you want, and even many styles. Choose any color, hair-based, density, and other parameters for any hairstyle. How do I choose hair system for myself? I see, for example, someone working down the street and I really like the hairstyle, or I see someone in the movie. And if I want the same look with the hair system, it's no problem at all. I know which system to order to get the hairstyle I just wish for. Even those who have their own hair don't have such a huge field to experiment with, because if you find a good barber who will give you the perfect hairstyle, it will always be with you. Like that, it's an option for people with a huge creative imagination. Number 5, gives you self-confidence. Just a reminder. Before choosing any of these 3 methods, you must first work on your self-confidence. How ready you are to get that illusion of hair and present that illusion of hair to the world around you. Does the hair system add to your self-confidence? Absolutely, it does. Hence the next point, 100% attracts the attention of others and raise the profile much more than the previous techniques. This is, let's say, an extract from my personal observations. To be brief in 2 words, a great look really allows you to enter or pass through some doors that are closed for those who look just ordinary. If you're interested in my life before and after using the hair system, write in the comments. And if I see that many people are interested, I will record a separate video about it. Number 7, the ability to choose a hairstyle and change it even every day or every hour if you wish. Well, it speaks for itself. In fact, you can choose your style almost every day, just like your clothes, your perfect style. Can choose hair color, wavy or straight, long or short hair. Number 8, relatively easy to care for. Well, it takes some getting used to. Not everyone will be able to set aside time to refix, but maybe someone has a master fixer if you don't want to do it yourself. Yes, it would definitely be easier for someone to find a professional to help with installation or refixing. Number 9, the ability to try something new. After all, you can back out anytime when you get tired of it. For example, you have had straight hair your whole life and always wondered what you would look like with wavy hair, or you were wondering how long hair would look on you. The hair system allows you to do that. Take it, try it, put it on, color it. If you like it, you go on. If you didn't like it, you just stop it using it in a moment. For a reason, woman and man in different countries, even those who don't have any problem with alopecia, they also use the hair system. Yes, it might not be as popular in public sharing, but it's true. Some guys without the problem of baldness just shave their own hair and use a hair system that gives perfect look and unimaginable hairstyles. Next point is this great looks, much more natural than many transplants. About 90% of all hair transplants are like this. Yes, you can make a perfect transplant if you follow the 3 basic rules that I talked about all the time. First, do the right plan. That's what we do in my detailed paid consultation. The second is to do the frontline modeling, which clinics don't do. After what I do for you, preparing for surgery, and you will never have these stupid seagull style or any terrible hair transplants. Number 3, your surgery has to be done by the right real doctor and his good team. That's it. Thanks to these 3 factors, you can get a good hair transplant. But also remember that the hair at the back of the head is denser than the hair that should be in front on the front line. In hair transplants, it is sometimes impossible to achieve this. And even if a good doctor recreated a good design for you, a hair transplant can still look like a Chucky doll's hair. There's no such problem with the hair system if it is a quality one, because hair on a good or even average system is always matched finer for the front line, as it should be. Fine and delicate hair on the front line is not noticeable in any way. You can even just look closely and not notice any difference. To get this kind of hair transplant effect, you have to work the front line with the greatest care. These are usually the best and most expensive clinics where the price per graft is about 3 or 4 euros. By using the hair system, you also save your donor stock and natural density at the back of your head. There may be new technologies for cloning hair, for example. Yep, there are already experiments in growing hair, and you may need your own hair in the near future. That's a reason to keep the donor area. When we do a hair transplant, we usually don't think about what happens to our donor area after surgery. And when I wasn't recording the video yet, a lot of people had transplants and didn't even realize what they had in there in the back area. Scars and keloid welts, white dots. It's horrible. More than once I have received feedback from guys who have had surgery in clinics Cosmetica or Brienne and still do not know how to deal with scars. This way, in an attempt to solve the problem of baldness, you can also get ugliness and scars for life. But also, even with good doctors, you still lose the volume of the donor area. In addition, you will get at least white dots. Anyway, they stay on the skin. Some people see it more, some less, but they are still there. Trust me. At one point you will have to cut your head short and you will see the full horror of it. I have them visually every year, just more and more. With the hair system, however, all your hair on the back and side stays with you. This gives you even more possibilities to create beautiful hairstyles with the hair system. But if, for example, you've done 2 or 3 transplants, you have very little hair on the back and sides of your head. In combination with the hair system, it can look as if you are ill. Just imagine. You have the perfect hair of the hair system on top and sparse areas of hair on the sides and back. It looks like a sick person wearing a hat of hair or a wig. Well, and the most important thing to me is next point is the ability to cancel the hair system using at any time. This is the only one of the options that really allows you to just undo and go back to how it was. You can't do that with a hair transplant or trichopigmentation. If you have had a hair transplant or SMP, you can no longer cancel it. You've already taken hair from the donor area and it's not clear what the end result will be. You will not get your hair and your naturalness back, and if you have made a hair transplant, for example, in a bad clinic, you get a triple problem. You have spent valuable time, money, and you got a terrible and not natural result. And to fix it will be either very difficult and expensive, or you will have to camouflage it somehow. I remind you that I research clinics all over the world and choose doctors for each specific case. These are hair transplants from 2,500 to 90,000 euros. It's very important. So as for the hair system, if you don't even like it, you just take it off and throw it in the trash and forget it ever existed. Yes, you may lose some very small amount of money, but that's nothing compared to the cost of hair transplants and fixes. Well, at least you'll get a chance to try the hair system, and you can cancel it at any time. Let me remind you that your likes, subscriptions, and comments are very important. This is what allows to promote the video, and other guys can see my videos just like you. It will definitely protect someone in time from rash decisions and future problems. Also, share your experience, if you already have one, about pros and cons of hair system, SMP, and hair transplant. Probably I forgot to mention something. Now let's talk about the disadvantages of using a hair system. Number 1, especially at first, it is very time consuming. Cleaning and refixing will take care and time. Of course, if you have someone who can professionally help you with this for money or for free, that's great. This is usually the easiest way to go. You come in twice a month for each re-glue, for example, sit in a chair, and the professionals do it all for you. However, you also have the choice to do it all at home yourself. Yes, it just takes a little longer if you do it yourself. I also know guys who re-glue their hair systems just once a month. As for me personally, I do it every 10 or 12 days. You may ask, how long does it take to fix a hair system? It depends on whether you are doing it yourself or you have help, whether you are doing it for the first time or have already gotten the hang of it. If you're doing it for the first time, it can take you 3 or 5 hours to get it right. The second point, psychologically, it can embarrass people who are not very self-confident. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video? Any of these 3 methods is a deception of nature. It is an illusion of creating a hairstyle which you do not have. And already approaching any of these methods, you must first work on the nuance and the moment of your own self-confidence. The hair system is for the brave, because initially you have to admit to yourself that you are wearing the hair system. Some people might call it a wig or something. And also how willing you are to tell the truth if someone asks you about your hair. Although there is another way that we do it with famous people. We do for some of celebrity the same hairstyle in different lengths. We order 3 or 4 hair systems. These hair systems are cut to the same hairstyle in different lengths as your hair grows on the sides and back, and you just glue them, depends on your own hair, and get the growth effect. This way no one will even know that you have a hair system. But there are those who don't hide the fact that they wear a hair system at all. Once again, it gives you a choice and you make your decision. Yes, there are probably not that many people like me. As for me, if someone asks, I tell them everything. But you already know that if I even share it on YouTube. In my circle are educated people with open minds, and it absolutely does not create any problems. Most importantly, and the main problem, is yourself. If you love yourself for who you are, it doesn't matter if you have hair or not, if you use a hair system or not. If you don't love yourself, you will still dislike yourself and look for some reason elsewhere. You may already know someone around you who is constantly trying to improve something about themselves. You may have already noticed how addicted they are to plastic surgery, for instance. They do one, and then a second, and a third surgery. They can't stop. It's the same with hair transplants. Before any decision regarding aesthetics, it is better to accept yourself and love who you are, and then use one of the methods to fight baldness, one of which is the hair system. The third nuance will be important for some people. With a hair system, it is impossible to go to the sauna and take very hot baths. This is exactly the case when you can lose your system and it will come off. This is because of very high sweating. The adhesive can weaken and the system will not stick as well as usual. In the meantime, many people ask, can the wind blow away the hair system? Not if you re-glue it at least every 10-14 days. And what about sex? I can tell you from personal experience, it's almost impossible. Here, if you pull on the hair system, you will pull out the hair, but not the hair system will not come off. As for me, my hair system is only glued around the perimeter. It's important to control the period when you fix it, and this needs to be planned based on your lifestyle. We also do this in my consultations, or it's in my full personalized guide on using hair systems. If you have anything to add, be sure to post it in the comments. Maybe I forgot something, but I think I tried to take into account all the pros and cons and nuances that I have or that I observe with my guys. So feel free to write in the comments what you think is right and wrong, what to choose, or maybe just leave it as it is. Well, that's everyone's choice. And really, I think that's what life is all about. When you have a choice. Don't forget that hair systems like mine can now be ordered with worldwide shipping.
No.
Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the video.